All right, guys, what we're going to talk about today is order of operations. What we call this is usually PEMDAS. Most of you guys probably heard it from Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. When I come back, I'll teach them my way. Okay, but right now we're going to learn the acronym is Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. Anytime we take notes, there's always going to be a couple of things that you guys need to know. Most of the time, we'll always give you an inspirational quote. The inspirational quote is just something I love to do. I enjoy quotes a lot. So when we take notes, please understand that the title will be here. This is our title. This right here is our inspirational quote, our IQ inspirational quote. You have to copy this down. This is going to be 1 point. All of our notes are going to be worth 5. So 1 point for having the inspirational quote. And then here we'll talk about this when I come back a little bit more. Okay, but you're going to get 1 point right here to 1, 2, 3. You're going to leave blank until you finish. Okay, blank until finish the notes. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come back in and give me the top 3 most important ideas to remember. Okay. It doesn't matter what it is, okay? It's something that has to pertain to these notes. They have to pertain to these notes. Don't give me plus, minus, plus. Okay, give me something that pertains to these notes, like P, hey, that's parentheses. E is exponents, whatever it is, okay? It doesn't matter, all right? But understand that that's how we're going to be doing the notes. And then the rest of the notes, guys, when we're doing the rest of the notes are going to be 3 points. Okay, you do not have to copy down. If I do examples, you have to copy down the examples. But anytime I write stuff out and it's long, you can put it in your own words. I'm perfectly fine with that. Okay. So understand with the order of operations, when it comes to math, it's real simple to think, hey, I just go left to right because that's how we read. But math, you can't do that. We have problems when it comes to solving left to right. We have an order to do things in. Okay. And that order is this. It's broken down into the acronym PEMDAS. Okay. Or Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. Okay. I'll change it up and you'll see what I mean when I come back. But why do I use PEMDAS? Because PEMDAS does the order for us. Okay. We first start off with P. P is going to be our parentheses. Now, understand this, guys. What we do is when you do parentheses, so when I start off with P, which is the parentheses, right? I do everything inside. So hold on. Let me explain this. If I have parentheses, I look inside and do PEMDAS over again. Okay? So please understand that when I have parentheses, I will go inside those parentheses and I will start PEMDAS all over again. Now, parentheses can also be brackets. Please pay attention. It's the same thing. Okay, but anytime I'm given parentheses, I go and I look inside those parentheses and I do PEMDAS all over again. Okay, and the reason we do that is because sometimes, right, you'll have this where it's like 4 plus 3 parentheses, 2 plus 4, 5, and then these will be brackets. So if I were to come look inside the brackets here, what I would do is I would look here and then I would start PEMDAS all over again, which will tell me, oh, I got more parentheses, so I need to do those parentheses. Okay, so that's just kind of an example on how to do that. Okay, so but just understand that anytime you have parentheses, we do what's inside of them until we can't do anything else. All right. The next one is going to be our exponents. That's our E, exponents. Guys, please remember with exponents, it kills me because for some weird reason, if I give you a problem like this, where I give you like 4 cubed, a lot of people think, oh, this is simple. This is 4 times 3. Guys, in math, we're really not trying to trick you. I know everybody thinks math's always trying to trick you. We're not. If I wanted 4 times 3, I would write it as 4 times 3 or 4 times 3. Okay, this isn't 4 times 3. This is something unique. So you guys have to understand that those are wrong. 4 cubed or 4 to the third power, right? This is the base. This is my exponent right here. The smaller number is always the exponent. Okay, what that exponent tells me is how many times I have that base. So what this really means is I have this 4 3 times. So I'm going to multiply by itself 3 times. So that 4 3 times. If I had 5 to the 7th, okay, all this would mean is 5 7 times. So I'm going to multiply it by itself 7 times. Okay, please understand, it is not 5 times 7. If I wanted 5 times 7, it would be 5 times 7. It's not. It's 5 to the 7th power. Okay, the next thing that we're going to talk about, the next letter is multiplication. It's right there. Multiplication's really simple. Okay, the signs that we have for multiplication is our X, our dot, or our parentheses with nothing in between them. Okay, a lot of times in math, we do not use multiplication. Multiplication is the one that we do not use, do not have a sign for a lot of times. Understand that? We do not have a sign for it. Okay, so why is that important? Well, because when you're looking, if you have a plus, we're obviously adding. If you have a minus, we're obviously subtracting. If you have division sign or a fraction, it is division. Those have to have signs. If it doesn't have a sign, then most likely we are jumping into multiplication. Okay, the D, so when I'm doing PEMDAS, I'm just writing them out. D is our division. Please understand that our division, guys, if you ever looked at a division sign, it really is a fraction. Okay, we have something on top over something on the bottom, something on top over something on the bottom. This dots aren't, it has nothing to do with the division sign. What it has, this line right here is our division sign. Okay, so please understand that line right there in that middle, that means that it is a fraction. Okay, so division is a fraction. We'll talk about that when we get there. And then last but not least, we have addition and subtraction. Okay, where we have to have a sign. It's a plus sign, it's a minus sign. Okay, when we're doing this, guys, please pay attention here. This is the key. And you will notice when I am doing PEMDAS, this tells me the order to solve every math problem in without variables, without letters. Okay, so if you have no letters, this is what I like to say. Our dear Aunt Sally can do it, right? She's kind of getting old, she's getting crazy, but she can still solve those problems without letters. Because when did math become hard? When we throw in stupid letters like X and Y's. Okay, so when you think about it, we only use PEMDAS when there's no letters. Okay, if I have an X, and understand the difference, if there's this, okay, and then you have that nice straight one. Okay, I know it's funky, but we tried to get rid of the time symbol. Okay, but with PEMDAS, this tells me the order to solve every problem. The first thing we're going to do is the P. So this is our first thing we look for. If I find parentheses, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look inside, use PEMDAS all over again. Okay. Once I have finished and got the parentheses all the way down so that there's nothing else inside, there can still be parentheses. Okay, but there's nothing I can do inside of it. Then I'll move on to exponents. Okay, exponents are the ones. So the first thing was parentheses. Then I just go down the line, guys. So I start with P, go to E, then so I go from parentheses to exponents. We'll talk about that. But then here's where it gets tricky. And you guys have to pay attention to this because this is where people make mistakes. Then it gets down to M and D. It's not M and D. It's M or D. Okay, they're the same thing. It's not M first, then D. It's D, then M. They coincide with each other. Multiplication and division are exactly the same thing. I know everybody's like, no, it's not. Yeah, yes, it is. Because if I go 4 divided by 2, really what I'm doing is I don't like division. I'm changing it to a fraction or to multiplication by turning this into a fraction. Okay, taking a half of 4 is the same as dividing by 2. So you can see that adding and multiplication are the same. Okay, so you have to understand that because this is key. Because when I get to multiplication or division, it's not multiplication then division. No, it's multiplication division from left to right. So whichever one comes first. Okay, and that's why I put this line here. It's always multiplication or division, whichever one comes first. Okay, I put that in front. I do that one. Whatever comes first from left to right. So if it's division first, I'm going to divide. If it's multiplication, I'm going to multiply. I'll show you that right here. So what do I mean? So if I give you a problem like this, 4 times 5 divided by 2, okay? What I'm doing is I'm doing PEMDAS. So there is no parentheses. no exponents. So now I'm going to go multiplication or division. Okay, not multiplication then division. It's multiplication or division from left to right. Oh, okay, so I'm going to multiply these first. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to multiply these first. So that's 20. Now I'm going to put that divided by 2 because I took care of those. Divided by 2. Now I'm going to divide these so it's 10. Okay, please understand that. Because if you tried to jump in here and you tried to go, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go 5 divided by 2 first. Well, that's going to give me some ugly fraction or ugly decimal. Okay, and then I'm going to have to multiply. Okay, so please understand that it goes left to right. If I give you another problem, say I give you 10 divided by 2 times 10. Okay, actually, let's change this up. Let's go like 5. All right. We don't come in here and multiply these first. Okay. Why? Because it's multiplication or division from left to right. So I'm going from left to right. So I'm going to hit division first. So I should be dividing here. So it should be 10 divided by 2, which is 5. Then bring down the multiply by 5 because I didn't touch it. Now 5 times 5 is 25. So that is my answer. Okay. A lot of you guys will be jumping in and being, oh, well, I got to do multiplication first. Okay. And you go 2 times 5. Well, 2 times 5 is 10. So now I get 10 divided by 10. Well, 10 divided by 10 is 1. It's totally different than giving me 25. So please understand, okay, it's multiplication or division from left to right, whichever comes first. This is wrong because I should have done the division first. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, and then last but not least, after I do multiplication or division, then we're going to jump in and do the last two, which is addition, subtraction. Understand that addition and subtraction are the exact same way as multiplication and division. Adding and subtracting are exactly the same. If I give you 4 minus 2, technically that is 4 adding debt. Okay, it's the same thing. So anything that I have can be turned into addition. So really, we have multiplication and we have addition. Okay, divisions are just easier aspects of multiplication. Subtraction is an aspect of addition. Okay, but just understand that these are the same. Addition and subtraction, we consider them the same. So we're going to go from left to right. Okay, so hopefully you guys get that. I'm going to do a couple of problems so you guys can see it, nothing too crazy. Okay, and once we finish those problems, then we'll move on and get you guys some practice. Okay, so anytime we're talking about any problem without variables, okay, so if I give you something like this, okay, something easy. What we're going to do is we're going to jump in and do PEMDAS right away. Why do I know I'm using PEMDAS? Well, because I'll be honest, your poor dear Aunt Sally, there's no variables in it, so she can solve it. Okay, and so we will be using PEMDAS. Why? Because there's no letters, no variables. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to first start with PEMDAS. I'm going to start with the parentheses. Oh, okay, well, there's parentheses here. So I don't look at this. Okay, I don't care about that right now. I'm only looking at the parentheses. So I cover that up. I do inside the parentheses, and I just do PEMDAS all over again. Well, is there any other parentheses? No. Any exponents? No. Any multiplication or division? No. Addition, subtraction? Yeah, I'm just adding these. So we're going to go 2 plus 5. 2 plus 5 is 7. Keep it in parentheses. Whatever you get here, keep in parentheses. Now, I know you guys are going to look, well, there's still parentheses. It's okay. What parentheses says is, can you simplify anything inside? Well, 7, that's as simplified as it can be. So we're okay. We can have parentheses. Okay, I can't do anything inside those parentheses, so then I move to exponents. Any exponents? No. Any multiplication or division? No. Any addition or subtraction? Yeah. 4 plus 7, that's 11. Okay, that one's pretty easy. All right. So obviously, we're going to get a little bit harder. And let's take a look. We're going to go, hey, let's go 4 divided by 2 plus 7 minus 4 squared. Okay. This one looks hard. A lot of you guys will just go from left to right. Oh, 4 divided by 2, add 7 minus 4, then square it all. That would be wrong. We have to follow our order. It's not hard. Okay. There is no variables here, so my dear Aunt Sally can solve it. Okay. So we are going to jump into PEMDAS. and we will look at the parentheses first. So now I'm going to jump in, do the parentheses. I don't care about this, and I don't care about this. I'm only looking at inside the parentheses. So once I get inside the parentheses, I'm going to do PEMDAS all over again. Okay, so looking at it, A, is there any exponents? Nope. Any multiplication, division inside? No. So what do I have? Well, it's addition and subtraction. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 7 minus 4. 7 minus 4 is 3. Keep the parentheses. Okay, that's the only thing I touched. Now everything else comes back down. Did I touch the square? Did I touch the square? No, the square comes down. Did I touch the plus? No, the plus comes down. Did I touch the 2? No. Did I touch the division? No. Did I touch the 4? No. So whatever I didn't touch comes directly straight down. That keeps me organized. So now I'm done. I can't do anything else inside the parentheses. So now I move on to exponents. Okay, don't divide here. A lot of you guys will jump in and divide. Don't. We got to do the order. So we're going to do exponents. Well, this is 3 squared. Remember what 3 squared is. It's not 3 times 2. 3 squared means 3 times 3. So I'm going to do this piece first. So 3 times 3, okay, well, 3 times 3 is 9. So now this gives me 9. Once again, I didn't touch the plus, so I put the plus down. Didn't touch the 2, so I put the 2 down. Didn't touch the division or the 4, so those all come down. Okay, so now I took care of my exponents. There are no more exponents here. So now I move into multiplication or division from left to right. Not multiplication, then divisions, or division. Well, here's division right here. So I'm going to divide those. Well, 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Bring down everything else that I didn't touch. I didn't touch the plus, and I didn't touch the 9. Okay, so now I took care of the multiplication. I took care of the division. There is no multiplication. So now, last but not least, we're going to add or subtract. So 2 plus 9. 2 plus 9 is pretty easy. That's going to give me an answer of 11. Okay, I know it looks kind of confusing, but I'm telling you, if you just follow PEMDAS, it'll make life easier. Okay, we'll do one more example, a little bit harder one, just so you guys can see it. Okay, and then we'll move on. So let's go 5 plus 4 minus 2 plus brackets 4 times 3 minus 8. Okay. So this one looks crazy. It looks hard. A lot of you guys will go, okay, 5, 4. No, you got to make sure you follow. So we're going to jump in, use PEMDAS again. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay. I'm going to jump in and do parentheses. Now remember, parentheses is brackets or parentheses. Okay, so we should notice, I got brackets here. Here's brackets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore this. I'm only going to look here. Okay, so I have brackets first. So what do I do? Well, we start PEMDAS all over again. Do I have parentheses in here? Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the parentheses inside the brackets first. Okay, that's really what we're talking about. So I look here, I'm going to follow PEMDAS. Okay, so I'm going to keep this kind of blocked off so you guys can't see it. Just covered it up. Now I'm going to do PEMDAS here. So I'm going to start again. I'm going to start with, and so I'm doing PEMDAS again inside of these brackets. So do I have parentheses? Yes, I do. So I'm going to simplify inside the parentheses. So 3 minus 8. 3 minus 8. Remember, got to pay attention to signs. Number one mistake that everybody makes are signs. So I have opposite signs. This is a positive. This minus is just a negative. So positive, negatives, opposite signs tells me to subtract. So this is where I'll go big minus small, just like you learned yesterday. Okay, so big minus small. So I'm going to go 8 minus 3 is 5. Keep the bigger number sign. Well, the bigger number here is 8. So that negative's in front. So now my answer is going to be negative. So right here, 3 minus 8 is going to give me negative 5. There's nothing else inside the parentheses. So I'm going to bring the parentheses straight down. I'm just going to do it in this color. Didn't touch the 4, so the 4 comes. Not done with the brackets yet, so those come. Okay, I'm going to bring down the rest of it just so I don't have to rewrite it again. I didn't touch any of this, but this is still scribbled out because I still have parentheses here. Okay, I saw brackets. I got to go in parentheses again. So now I'm looking inside the brackets here. Do I have any exponents? Nope. Do I have any multiplication or division from left to right? Yeah, this is multiplying. Why is this multiplying? Why isn't this 4 minus 5? This isn't 4 minus 5 because this parentheses is stopping it. So this is actually 4 times negative 5. Okay, if this parentheses wasn't here, then it would be 4 minus 5. But because the parentheses is there, it will always be multiplication, right? Hidden, no plus, no minus in between your number or your parentheses means that it's multiplication, okay? So 4 times -5, 4 times -5 is going to give me -20, okay? Remember, I do the signs first. This is a positive, that's a negative. When I multiply, negatives always win out, okay? Then I'm going to keep the brackets, bring everything else down. Okay, now I look inside these brackets. Oh, these brackets are done. I can't do anything else. So now I still keep following PEMDAS. Still follow PEMDAS. Okay, and I have parentheses. Oh, there's more parentheses here. These parentheses are done. Why? Because there's nothing else I can do, but I can simplify this. So now I'm going to come here, simplify this. Oh, 4 minus 2, that's 2. Didn't touch the parentheses, so bring them down. Didn't touch the 5, bring it down. Bring down the plus, bring down the minus, -20. Okay. So now one's here. So now, again, I'm using PEMDAS. Do I have any parentheses? Yep, the parentheses. There's parentheses here, but can I do anything inside? Nope. Can I do anything inside? No. So parentheses are done. Any exponents? Nope, no exponents. Any multiplication or division from left to right? Oh, yeah, right here. This is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply those together real fast. Why is it multiplication? Because the number is directly out front of the parentheses with no plus or minus. If there's no plus, can't be added. If there's no minus, cannot be subtracted. If there's no fraction, can't be divided, and no division sign, I can't divide. So it obviously has to be multiplication. So that's going to give me 10, and then plus, and then this is -20. Okay. And then last but not least, I jump in. Well, I took care of multiplication or division. This is now addition, subtraction from left to right. Well, how come this isn't multiplying? Well, because I have a sign. It's 10 plus -20. Just read it. So 10 plus -20. Oh, opposite signs tells me to subtract, right? This is a negative. This is a positive. So opposite signs tells me to subtract. So I'm going to go big minus small. So 20 minus 10. That is 10. Keep the bigger number sign. The bigger number here is 20. So my answer has to be negative. So now the overall thing is -10. I know it's kind of long to see this, but hopefully you guys can understand that.